Baby did a long time, long time. Baby did a long time, long time. Baby did a long time, long time, long time, long time. Baby did a long time.
All right, guys, that was Flug with their hit track Baby Did a Long Time off their album Begeisterung Aufbring. I hope I didn't pronounce that wrong because they are a fantastic band.
I mean, name a better one.
I really can't. I can't. And I wouldn't.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm happy to be here. It's a beautiful Wednesday.
It is. This is, it feels nice to be back. This is our first,
Oh, look who it is. We got an early boy over
it
here.
is very early.
He just likes to wear them.
All right, well, first, hello.
How are you?
Thank you for having
me.
me.
Coming on.
Welcome.
We
Thank you
appreciate
very
it.
much.
It's good to have
We
you.
appreciate
Let's
you.
join the panel. Let's
Get in here.
Let's do this.
Let's
Hop
just
in.
hang
This
out.
is great. Hello.
We are in.
Hello,
This
Internet.
Is Brad.
Nice to
Brad,
meet you.
everybody.
Thank you.
All
It's,
right.
it's a pleasure to be here.
It's great
Also
to have you
known
here.
as Manly Stanley.
Yes.
Brad Trick, Braddington. His Royal Bradness.
His Royal Bradness.
You guys, you do me such honor.
Rad Brad.
All right, well, should I read this statement?
Yeah.
Okay.
Please.
I think it needs to be read.
Ready?
Yeah, we had a
This
little...
Is kind of a serious thing for us.
Oh, yeah.
You know, just you should just go. Just
you know what? I'm begging for forgiveness is what's happening. So here we go. On last week's show, I falsely claimed it was raining men. I would like to offer my sincere and heartfelt apologies for this inflammatory statement. To my friends, family, and anyone I've harmed by spreading vicious lies about grown human males falling from the sky in some sort of biblical hellscape, I am truly sorry, and I hope you could find it in your heart to forgive me. To my beloved daughter, baby Susu, this is not the man your daddy is. Please don't remember me like this. Most of all, I would like to apologize to the Weather Girls, Danelle Rhodes and Dory Lynn Lyles. Your music is timeless. I would once again like to clarify that it is not now, in any way, shape, or form, raining men. Thank you.
It's beautiful.
that was really good.
When you messed up, you just gotta own it, you know?
You have to own up. You know, I'm glad you said something. You know, and I want to apologize myself as well. Baby Susu, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry I let your father do that. But we're gonna do better. He's gonna do better. Muster the Gusto is gonna do better.
Uncle Sean Bo.
That's what they call me.
I'm just honored to be a
Sean.
part of such a moment, just to be here in the presence of them. You know, you make me want to be a better man just by hearing that.
We're all allowed to make mistakes, but it's how you deal with the aftermath of those mistakes
It's
that
all part of
proves what kind of person you are, I think.
part of being human, human experience, if you will,
Exactly.
if you will.
And I will.
This is exactly why we have Bradrick on.
Thank you.
Bradrick is he's one of my favorite guys. What
He
can
is.
I say?
Yeah,
He's
and
a great man.
It all started way back when James and I became work partners in the place that shall not be named. It's the Voldemort of my work experience. I can't say it for anyone else, but lessons were learned, like we said, part of the human
I
experience.
think most people will say that about that place.
Yeah.
We ran into a guy last night. Literally last night.
Yes.
Same thing.
From there,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh wow, that's
I
wild.
want to
Can
say
we not
this
mention his name?
from behind the scenes. As I've walked in there as a customer, it just feels oppressive.
Yeah, you just
Yeah.
feel something. There's an aura to that place. I think it's a portal to hell. I think that's what it is, and that the owner and his wife of this establishment are like in cahoots with demons. Like they've made a deal, so that's how their stores are able to continue to expand, because they're not bringing anything new to the table. It's super expensive, but yet stores keep popping up and they have all this loyalty. So I think there's something evil afoot.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, and it turns people into something that they don't want to be and shouldn't be. But the story of how I knew that James and I were going to be good pals was, for the uninitiated, I like to do my best to try to stay fit. And,
Wait, you
and
work out?
Svelte. I work out a little bit, just a tad. And for a while, I was an egg white guy. One of those guys, eats egg whites. It's very boring, but effective. And I was speaking with some of the management that was there as I was buying my eggs, and they go, "Hey, that's a lot of eggs." And I had said, "Yeah, I like to do the egg whites. It's cheaper to do it this way." And they were like, What are you doing? Eat those yolks." They started like berating me for not eating the egg yolks. And luckily, James, you were there ringing me up on the register, and you looked at me and you said, "You know what, Brad? Don't listen to those two egg bullies over there. You do whatever you want with your eggs. They're your eggs." And from that moment, I knew that James was a stand-up guy. And then through that, I met Sean, and it's exactly the same. It's the same experience. So I am just grateful to be here and to know these two men and be part of this show.
Oh, well, that's sweet. I'm going to tear up.
Honored.
Honored.
Honored, my
Thank
good
you.
man.
Brad has told me that story. He's told that story in my presence several times. I do not remember that.
Yeah.
But I know the story very well because I've heard it several times. But I truly don't remember that. I wish I did because it sounds.
Yeah.
You
I'll
stood
I'll
up to
never
him.
forget. I'll
You
never
faced
forget
those
that
egg
story.
bullies head on.
I do. Did I actually say egg bullies?
Those were your exact words. Exact words. You said they're a bunch of egg bullies.
It does kind of sound like me, so I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I've never doubted the authenticity of the story, not for a second.
Yeah,
but,
and you know what? They were egg bullies. That's
Yeah.
exactly what they were.
I
You know
know
what?
which
I want to
two-
bring this up right. Chuck, no one likes an egg bully,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Watch it, bud.
Chuck's our viewer.
It's our one viewer.
Oh, Chuck, hey, man. Keep watching. You have plenty of good stories like this. Don't be an egg bully.
No,
No
There's,
egg bully.
there's
Never.
one thing we can't stand. It's egg bullies, and the color red in certain circumstances because it brings out aggression. So
Yeah,
you got to
that's
be
true.
careful.
Yeah.
Like
When
with-
someone holds out a red cloth, I want to do nothing but charge it.
I know. See, that's a mammalian thing. Humans and bulls, and probably other animals that I don't know of because I'm uninformed and speaking through ignorance. But that's as far as I know.
All right, we do. I don't want to cut you off, but we do have
Yeah,
to
please.
keep it moving along here.
Please.
gotta keep
What are we
chugging
moving to?
We
State of the show?
State of the show.
Yeah.
How are we doing? What are we doing?
Mm.
And let me tell you what we're doing. We're on a media blitz, motherfucker.
Oh my god.
Welcome to Muster the Gusto. What do you want to tweet us? At Muster the Gusto? You're going to do it. Send us some questions. Tweet at us. What are you doing with your life? Why are you doing this? Tweet something nicer, but,
You don't have to be so
what are you gonna
aggressive
do?
about it.
Yeah, why you like this? But what else are you going to do, James?
Facebook?
Yeah, you're going to check us out on Facebook. You're going to give us a like. Yo, what do you do on Facebook?
You like stuff.
You like
or
stuff.
If you can like or follow. You don't even have to
You
like
can
us.
do like
You can just follow us.
emojis, right? You can be like an angry face
You
emoji.
can do
You
emojis,
can do a,
yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Don't we
You're
also
gonna go on
have,
MySpace.
We do have a MySpace.
We have a
Yeah.
MySpace.
We actually
Dylan's
created
performance is up on our
before the
MySpace.
Facebook.
Oh wow.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Facebook just started
MySpace
yesterday.
was first.
But since the first show, which was, I mean, we recorded the first show last Thursday. When did it drop?
Saturday, right?
Saturday. So it's Wednesday today. So we're moving pretty quickly.
We are moving pretty quickly.
Yeah, look out.
Yeah. And
Watch out, world.
when we
Always
first
roll.
started last week, we didn't have a name. Now we have a name. We didn't have any sort of social media.
We didn't have a
presence.
platform for our video.
Oh, obviously we're on YouTube now, so you're probably
We didn't
watching
know
this
how to
on
edit
YouTube.
the videos.
That's true.
We didn't know how to not get taken down from YouTube.
And I should say all these things. We're still learning. Actually, Joe, why don't you talk about that a little bit?
Give us a little.
This is less than a week, and we've already done this. We have hundreds of viewers, or hundreds of views.
Yeah,
Right at
hundreds of views.
Views.
It might all be Chuck.
But this is just
Or
gonna get
us.
better.
Chuck.
Thank you, Chuck.
Or Spring
So-
Tesha.
We do. That was a proud,
you.
a
Thank
proud
you, Spring Tesha.
moment in our life. We got over 100 views
Over
on our
100.
video, which is like, I know those are paltry numbers for compared to the big leagues.
For a couple of small town Jersey
Yeah.
boys,
For two douchebags in their backyard,
we are a couple.
you
of
could do a lot worse.
Segment.
Sorry, 3 douchebags in their backyard, 4 douchebags
I
in their
think we got a
backyard.
new segment.
We should.
Douchebags in the backyard.
Douchebags.
We're like
in the
a, we're like
Douchebags in the
like a
backyard.
friggin'.
Hey.
We're like a drugstore here. All these douchebags.
What do you gotta do?
Oh,
Hey.
What are you gonna do?
So yeah, well, this is a process. We're refining it. I think Joe's doing a great job, a fantastic job, and a very big thanks for.
Yeah, Johnny Haircut. I'm not firing Job.
So that's the story of me fighting
The egg
that
bullies.
large
Dragon.
dragon in Passaic. Speaking of Passaic,
We'll never speak of that again.
They have a real problem.
Passaic is a county in New Jersey.
That's right.
Speaking of counties in New Jersey, I don't know if I've even told you. Have I told you this yet?
I don't know. I'm
So-
ready though. I want to hear it.
This is actually very, very exciting. I've come to the somewhat shameful realization lately that I don't know my home state nearly as well as I should.
Yeah.
So, Sean and I are making a vow. We are going to visit every county in New Jersey, 21 counties, and we're going to film segments somewhere in each county. So, actually, if you have any suggestions, because we're in Monmouth County and Ocean County, we got those counties covered. But any other county, if you have a suggestion for something cool or a thing to see, a thing to do in that county, hit us up.
It's excellent.
How do you hit us up?
Where are you gonna hit us up? Twitter @MusterTheGusto, or our
Right.
MySpace. Can you message on MySpace? Yeah, hit us up on MySpace.
Send us a message on MySpace. I will not see it, of course not, because I have
We
no
could put
idea.
it in our top 8.
But-
brings 2003
Yes,
stuff back.
in our top 8. So, what am I trying to say here? Okay, we're going to start with Monmouth County because that's where we are
Yes.
right now. And actually, we thought, to be fair to our beautiful home county, we were going to do 3 segments in Monmouth County. And this is a real exciting part, Brad.
Yeah.
We already did one. So,
Whoa.
we're going to show you, the viewer, that right now. This is Sean and I in our beautiful hometown of Red Bank, New Jersey. Roll. I can't say why, I just hate them. Wow. But you can go in there.
No, I don't even want to now. You've sullied the experience for me.
It's just such a stupid thing. I love it.
It's fun. It's just a stupid fun thing to do.
I know, but something about like seeing someone's face in there, it like makes me physically uncomfortable.
Like angry or like queasy or sick? Like
I don't know, not angry. Angry is the wrong word. I just something about me like I really don't like it.
I guess I gotta do it now. Hi James. How do you like my face in here? That's pretty good. Joking.
It's better. That was kind
guys up to?
We're filming a show, actually.
Cool.
Well, you're on it now.
All right. Right on. Johnny.
If you consent. Johnny Yeah, as long as you're cool, it's all good.
Everything going all right in there?
I'm loving it, dude. Loving it.
How long you been there?
That's what that means.
Since you yeah.
Well, I took a break, a little break, but working on the food truck is so much fun.
It's good. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
It's a blast. It's a lot of work.
It's hard work. Like last year with Asbury, I don't know, it was just fun. Like even though you'd be like, it's hard, and then you'd be like,
Yeah. Right. It's pretty cool, man.
you guys doing? Cool.
We'll see.
Thank you all. Good luck.
I didn't see anything weird about it at all, honestly. Do you want to say hi real quick?
Yeah, you want to say hi to our fans?
What up? It's Lindsay.
You can't say that. We'll
Oh,
bleep it out in
what?
post. Don't worry. We'll bleep it out.
Oh,
in post.
hi.
You can't say that. We can't mention.
Oh, yeah.
That's our and you broke it immediately.
Alright, Lindsay. I mean, Alright.
Anyway,
It was good seeing
we'll
you.
have you on the show for real.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Alright.
Let's see you tomorrow, bud.
Have fun.
Enjoy.
You too.
How's it going,
guys?
Good to meet you. When you look at something like this, it really makes you stop and just take stock and really save it for your spare pain. Yeah. 1,000%.
I mean, it is good. Welcome back.
Wow. What a segment.
That was I had a really good time in Red Bank.
It was
didn't
a
you?
lot of fun.
Those we ran into Lindsay and Ron,
Ron.
and we didn't know.
We had no idea.
And I just have a feeling that that's not going to be happening in other counties. So
No, imagine if it did though. Every county you run into Lindsay and Ron. Every single one.
That'd be
they're just
so
there by
weird.
happenstance.
Very strange.
if we were in like Bergen County, and
Yeah.
Lindsay's just up there like,
Lindsay's-
guys,
What are you doing?
would be awesome. Anyway,
small world.
big question of the day, Brad.
Yes.
You want to go make some pancakes?
Oh my.
Some pancakes.
Oh. Does the Pope eat a bear?
Yeah.
I was gonna do with the.
And
Does the
then
Pope shit in the woods?
No, does the Pope eat a bear
Yeah.
and then go take a shit in the woods?
Correct. He does that.
I'm pretty sure that happened.
He does whatever he wants. He's the Pope.
Yeah.
Who am I?
Let's do this.
Do this. Do it, boys. This is the best coffee mug I've ever drank out of.
I got that at the World Market. The mugs were actually.
Market.
I don't know if you've ever seen Sean's mug, the white one he has at work with the S.
Yes.
is in it.
Yeah.
So we got that one and that one at the same time. The mugs were buy one get one 50% off. So I thought this was like the greatest mug I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. That's like an instant buy. You know. I definitely would. I would wear a unicorn shirt.
You should wear it.
You know why? Because why not?
All right. These are good.
Is there anything better than pancakes?
There really isn't.
I'm hard pressed to find anything.
I have no idea.
Really am. So, I think the greatest foods in the world, and this is a personal opinion. I don't need to get attacked in the comments section for this, okay? The best foods in the world start with P, and there's 3 of them, maybe 4, but I'm gonna go with. Let's do 4. You know what? Pizza, pancakes, Pop-Tarts, and the 4th one, buffalo wings. The 4 best foods, and they all
buffalo wings.
buffalo wings.
Buffalo
They all start with P.
Fantastic.
So, do you want to talk a little about pancake magic?
Oh yeah. Pancake Magic is a I was about to say it's undisclosed, but it's about to be disclosed.
Undisclosed as of yet.
Yeah, as of yet. A project that I would like to work on, and it's a podcast where I would have guests come on. This is like almost unofficially like the test pilot for Pancake.
This is like the pilot, yeah.
So we would make pancakes or any meal that involves pancakes or any type of food that batter is required to make it. And we just have conversations, discuss what we made, and whatever comes to mind, we talk about it. And also perform magic tricks that involve pancakes. So
You have
like
one for us today.
yeah, well, you know, I've got a pretty good one where it's like, Sean, dude, it looks like you have something behind your ear.
Do I?
Whoa, it's a pancake.
What?
It's a pancake. How did that happen?
That was-
so
He
that's,
really did that, folks.
That's just
He really did it.
That's just a taste of pancake magic. Coming soon. When? Don't worry about it, but it's coming. Tell you what. And you know what else is coming? This pancake's right into my mouth.
I got a little friend here on the table. I'm gonna.
Oh.
Give him a
You
rescue.
just want some pancakes.
Yeah, you're a sweet guy. I'm just kidding.
Little
Talk
guy.
amongst yourself.
Little guy who wants some pancakes.
Look at this guy.
But you see, and that again is why I always tell people the story of James with the egg bullies, and him right there saving a little bug, because that's the type of guy he is. The world needs more James. Everyone should be like this guy.
Thanks. Fear. I mentioned, I don't know if this is the thing you'd want as a regular on Pancake Magic. This is your show. But
No.
I thought, have pancakes, make pancakes, eat
Yeah.
pancakes, have a subject to talk about. So
Absolutely.
I recommended years ago when we were going to, not years, 1 year ago maybe.
Yeah, about a year.
When we were going to talk, when we were going to do Pancake Magic, I said, let's have a subject. And like right off the bat, let's talk about fear, because that's a pretty heavy subject. And I was going to tell you, this is going back a year. I was going to tell you about the first thing I ever remember being afraid of.
I'm ready.
And how it relates to you. It has literally been a year that I've been telling you. I'm gonna tell you what this was.
I've not forgotten.
So I thought each of us could talk about the first thing, or one of the first thing we could remember being afraid of when we were young. Mine is wrestling.
Wrestling.
I'll tell you
Wow.
why. I remember being, let's say, 4 or 5 years old. And I remember, the details are hazy. And the first house we lived in, we didn't live in for very long, at least while I was there.
Okay.
So let's say we moved out when I was 5 or something like that. So it's like all my earliest memories are in a different place than any other. I don't know. I feel like I'm not explaining this very well, but
Speak from the heart.
it's like I don't remember it very well being in that house, but I remember the TV being on, and I remember a wrestler. I don't know who it was. In my head, it's Macho Man Randy Savage, but I can't necessarily confirm that it was Macho Man Randy Savage. But I remember the TV being on, and a wrestler talking directly to camera. They do that sometimes, right?
Yeah.
I don't think it was an interview or anything like that.
They do.
So the wrestler's talking straight to camera, and he's saying, "Hey, you," and he goes, "Yeah, you, little kid." And I was like, "Oh snap! I didn't know they can see me." So it blew my little mind, and I was so terrified, realizing like I can be seen by who's on the TV, which of course is not true.
Yeah.
Well, nowadays, but but I remember, that's honestly one of my first memories of all time, and
Yeah.
it was a memory of being like deathly afraid. I don't know if I like turned the TV off real quick or I ran out of the room, but I remember just being terrified that whoever this wrestler was, I truly to this day, and there's no way I can figure out who that was, but I remember that really like chilling me to my core.
Wow.
we could make that a segment, finding that wrestler.
I don't know, how would you do it though? Because all
Yeah.
I remember was him saying like, "Hey, you."
We'd
and
have to
then-
go through all the
Wrestlers
archives.
looking at camera, mentioning the word child, kid, shouting at camera. There's a way.
I don't know. That's going to be really tough. I mean,
There
listen.
are a lot of wrestlers.
God
who do
bless
that.
you. If you, yeah, exactly, right. So I don't think there's. I don't
Chuck,
even.
if you can figure it out, if you know a way to find this
Oh, boy.
wrestler, feel free. I'm sorry, but yeah, that's tough. That's a tough one.
And it's like, you're still young. You don't know what's up. You don't know what's going on.
You don't know
So,
what's up. Yeah.
And then also, we went to the video store a lot when we were children, and I remember we're gonna try to get a picture of this to show you, but there was a movie called To Die For, not the Nicole Kidman movie.
Okay.
A movie about a vampire. I haven't seen it to this day, but I remember just the vampire. I had his mouth open, and he was staring right at you. I think that was the thing, and I remember being afraid of magazine covers and stuff. I remember Roseanne Barr on the cover of TV Guide. Yes, she's very scary, but just like I hated when things. Still, I actually don't like when like things are looking at
Like
me.
right at you.
Yeah, yeah.
No matter where you look, it's like they're looking right at you.
Yeah. So I remember that to Die For. Hopefully we've got it
To die for.
up here somewhere. It's just a. I mean, if you look at it now, it's probably like a real cheesy looking photo. But I remember as a kid, it looked like the vampire was staring directly at me.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about this movie to this day. I know it's about a vampire, and I know they did 2 of them.
To die for again.
To Die For and To Keep Dying For.
To die for again, but this time it's personal.
Yeah.
To Die For 2, Electric Boogaloo.
This yes.
The classic.
This time it's for real. So wow.
So that's mine. That's what I haven't told you for a year.
Wow.
Because I was trying to save it for
Yeah,
Pancake Magic.
that hits right in the
You
home.
guys finished with your pancakes? I
Yeah.
guess I
Yeah.
was talking.
So, yeah, you
While
are.
you go, I'll eat pancakes.
Yeah, please.
So,
So I'm just picturing that now, just like looking at the camera, the Macho Man just coming at you, being like,
I'm looking at the video scope right now, and I see you there, young James. And if you change the channel when I'm in the middle of saying what I've got to say, I'm gonna break you in half. That's what I'm gonna do.
and that, I shit my pants right now, just thinking about that. You know?
he
I
did.
like
It's disgusting.
yuck. So, big time wrestling. I get that. Not to go into what I'm afraid of, or the earliest thing I remember being afraid of, but it's a wrestling story of when I was a youth. And my brothers and I, that was one of the things we bonded on together when we were younger, is that we all watched wrestling. And WCW and the WWF. And back in those times, like Hulk Hogan, he's a world-renowned name. Everybody knows who he is, but he was the bad guy. He was a heel, for those of you that know wrestling lingo. And one of the other wrestlers, the Giant. Do you guys remember the Giant? Also known as the Big Show.
Oh yeah, the big
Yeah. He was originally the Giant, and he said something where he was like, "I'm gonna stab you in the back, Hogan," because they were on a team and they were starting to feud. And I was like, "Oh no, he's gonna stab Hulk Hogan!" Like, so I went to my older brother about it, because I went to sleep before the show finished, and I was like, "What happened to Hulk Hogan?" And he goes, "The Giant stabbed him. He's dead." Because
Oh, no.
and I remember crying because I thought Hulk Hogan died.
Oh no.
And luckily that's not the case, but I was like, Hulk Hogan's dead. How could he do this? Like, you know, Hulk Hogan. But Hulk Hogan's fine. He's made a couple of mistakes since then.
He has. Is he still alive?
He's still alive. He's got Hulk
He's
Hogan's
kicking.
beat shop now. That's his big thing. He's got a beat shop.
A beach shop?
Beat shop. Yeah, he sells T-shirts and stuff by the beach.
Shop.
Oh, beats.
He's got a beat shop.
Yeah, he's got a beat
Sells
shop.
beets
He sells
by the
beats.
ocean.
He's got a beat farm.
Let me tell you something, brother. If you juice these things and drink them, it's gonna really make you feel good, man. And when I look at all my Hulkamaniacs and I make sure that they get all their vitamins, dude, it gives me the power that I need to take on all my opponents. So what you gonna do when Hulkamania gets the beats inside of you?
That would be
I
amazing.
mean, I'd
huh?
buy beats from that guy.
Oh, how could you not? How could you not? So, this coffee's really kicking in. Thank you, Phil,
Oh, yeah.
by the way. It's
Of
delicious.
course. Hey, please.
So, I feel like I'm taking up too much time here, but
You're our honored guest.
You are our guest.
talking about what I'm afraid of. Number one is looking bad on camera, because before I blew my nose while the camera was running, and I don't know if that's
We could, like,
professional
Don't
or
worry,
not.
I'm sitting next to you. So
Yeah,
We
hey,
could-
no,
fine.
we
we're
could-
good.
We can
You're
blur your
good.
face out
Yeah,
when that's
yeah,
happening.
that's edited.
You can edit it out.
Yeah, and either way, it's fine. That was in jest. But the first thing that I remember genuinely being afraid of was clowns, specifically Pennywise from the original It movie.
Classic.
So horror movies and I don't necessarily get along. It's not necessarily my thing. I don't know what it is, because violence in movies I can handle. I watch a lot of action movies. I just went off about John Wick before. But when it's in the setting of like
You
a
like
horror
John Wick?
movie, yeah, John Wick is just fine. Go see John Wick 3. Segue into John Wick. Watch those movies. Okay, back to what I was saying. You know I'm for real when the glasses come off. But my my older brother, going back to him, of course, you know when you're younger, you always want to hang out with your older brother. And he would kind of go off and do things with his friends. There's a little bit of an age gap, so it'd be harder to relate when we're younger. You know what I mean? You know?
Oh, yeah.
So he had one of his friends stay over, and they rented It and wanted to watch. I wanted to watch too. They would not let me. So what I did was they would hang out upstairs in our old house. So I snuck in while they were watching the movie and hid under the bed and watched it with them without them knowing. And it scared me so badly. So badly. But I couldn't stop watching it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I was just there and I was like, I'm already in, and I had to keep going. And wow, Pennywise.
Was there a specific moment that really got
Well,
you?
the ones that I really remember were when he first gets the little boy in the sewer.
That, yeah.
And
That-
like he
that-
starts to pull him in. He has like the crazy teeth and everything.
Honestly, that
That one
movie,
got
it
me.
doesn't necessarily hold up as a, like, especially now, dated special effects and
Mm.
stuff. Tim Curry is fantastic, though.
Yeah,
and that scene
absolutely.
in the sewer, still genuinely pretty terrifying.
That was scary. When you first see him with the little girl with the laundry hanging in the backyard.
Yeah.
And like
oh,
he's
you
there
see,
and
like, a flash
disappears.
of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was terrifying. When they're older and they all go out to dinner, and I think it's like they have fortune cookies, and
Yeah.
inside the fortune cookies there's like a dead baby duckling and like an eyeball
Yeah,
and all
I
this
remember
other
that,
stuff.
yeah.
I remember that. And one of the characters goes and has tea with like an older woman, and when they're going to drink the tea, like they see that's just blood in there or something like that. That's all the stuff that I remember vividly from that movie. And then when we went to see John Wick 3,
Yeah.
and they showed the trail, John Wick 3, go, but when they,
Counter.
yeah,
We
but
should.
when,
John Wick 3 counter.
yeah, but when they showed the trailer for the new It, the second one, and just that trailer alone was so scary, but like in an impressive way, like how they were able to set up the pacing. And they had that same scene where one of the characters who's grown up meets with an old
She
woman.
goes to visit the old woman.
Yeah, and they have
Beverly
tea.
Marsh.
Yeah,
Beverly Marsh.
but wow, man, so scary when she's like, "Are you still that same little girl? Are you?" And she starts
Yeah.
like walking around all
Twitching
creepy,
out.
like,
What about
oh.
that moment where she just sort of freezes up? Like,
Yeah, and just looks. Nobody
Yeah, she's
really
like, nobody really
dies.
dies
Oh,
in
dude, I'm
Derry,
getting,
and just-
I'm getting scared right
just
now.
freezes for
Yeah,
a good, like,
I'm getting
10 seconds?
chills.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I almost feel like I have to see that movie just for that. I won't be able to sleep for about 3 weeks, but
I tell you what,
it's gonna be
though,
worth it.
Come
For the
over,
art form.
come
Gonna be
over,
worth it.
watch the first one with us.
Yes,
we'll
that would be
protect
great.
you against.
We got you.
It's like
We'll make
it's so
popcorn.
good,
It'll
and
be a
that
good
second
time.
chapter, I think it comes out in September. I can't wait for that. I
Yeah.
am so there's so many things that I'm looking forward to this year. Stranger Things season 2.
Boom.
Season 2 coming up.
The new Quentin Tarantino movie. Once
Yes.
Upon a Time in
Once Upon a
Hollywood.
Time in
Yes.
Hollywood.
John Wick 3, which
John Wick 3, the greatest movie. All right, I'm
Another one for the counter.
So I'm just I cannot wait for that movie. I really and then the casting of the adults, Jessica Chastain, Bill Hader.
Bill Hader.
I
Spot on.
love Bill
He's
Hader.
killing it.
Yeah, he's
Barry?
he's fantastic.
Barry.
Barry's great.
Barry's
Barry.
fantastic.
I love Barry.
If you guys haven't seen Barry, check it out. Great show.
Chuck,
Chuck,
out
watch
Barry.
Barry.
What are you gonna do?
love you, Chuck.
Watch Barry.
So yeah, Pennywise the Dancing Clown. I think a fear of a lot of people around our age. I think that was a lot for us.
Yeah. Big
just
time.
His voice, like, hiya, Georgie. That whole, it's
Yeah,
Gets under the skin.
It's incredible. You know, Tim Curry was actually originally cast in Batman the Animated Series to play the Joker before Mark Hamill.
Oh, for
Really?
real?
Yes, he was the original choice, and I believe he did a pilot episode or a episode, and then the showrunners were like, too scary.
wow.
We
Because
can't.
it's like
much.
ultimately
Too
it is a
much.
children's show at the
Yeah,
end of the day.
yeah. There are a lot of themes that all people of all ages can appreciate, and it's very well done as far as the writing goes. It still holds up, but yeah, you want kids to be able to watch it so they can buy the toys and things
Yeah.
like that.
Oh, yeah.
But so actually, good segue. When I was younger, that show I watched it religiously, and the Scarecrow used to scare me. On
Yeah.
that show, he was very freaky looking in the way he would talk and certain things, you know, and just how he looked. But I didn't. It didn't haunt my dreams because I knew that Batman would always be. You know, thank God for Batman.
Batman's your rock, man. He's
Batman
there.
is
He's
my
always
rock.
there.
He's the GOAT.
You know, when The Dark Knight came out in, what was it, 08?
Yo, no wait.
You know, we were all grown-ups when that came out, and Heath Ledger's fantastic. But I imagine if you're a kid watching that,
Oh,
that's a pretty
yeah.
scary
That'd be horrifying.
Yeah.
performance, right?
Oh yeah, and just the way he looks too.
yeah, his
like,
whole thing.
oh
And-
man,
Well,
that's
this is why
brilliant.
this is a little bit of a topical situation here,
Mhm.
but people getting so upset about Robert Pattinson being
Yes.
cast. Do you remember how upset people were when they said Heath Ledger's going to be the Joker? Do you remember
Absolutely.
that? People
Oh
were
yeah,
like,
there was an uproar.
livid.
how
Yeah.
dare you?
Livid.
And he was incredible. And also, I don't know if anyone saw the movie Good Time,
Good
came
time.
out a couple years ago with Robert Pattinson. He's fantastic in it.
Mhm.
He's
I've
an
heard.
actor. I know he's associated with the goofy Twilight movies.
I'm
but
so sick of people smashing this guy just because he was in Twilight. Twilight got him started.
Yeah.
And he actually is an amazing actor with great range.
Oh,
check
I
out his
believe it.
films because he's fantastic. Good Time. If you haven't seen Good Time,
Yeah.
check it out.
So,
Good Time, yeah. Actually, watch the trailer for the movie Good Time. It's one of the best trailers. Honestly, I don't think, I hate to say this, I don't think the movie was as good as the trailer.
Oh, okay.
That trailer.
I can see what you mean. The
like,
trailer was fantastic.
Just watch the trailer, and immediately I was like, okay, I didn't know anything. I don't think I'd ever seen him in the movie. I never, in any movie.
Yeah.
I never watched the Twilight movies or anything like that, so I didn't think
All right.
anything of him. But, I mean, give the guy a chance.
yeah,
you know?
exactly. Give the guy a chance. He was chosen out of probably legions of people who were scheduled to try out for the role of Batman. He got the part. There's a reason for that.
And it's not like he's the biggest name celebrity. Like,
No, but
like,
that's good. He can make it his own.
yeah, like he's a
can own it.
celebrity, but it's like they didn't have to choose him.
Yeah.
You know? There's plenty of famous people.
Exactly. But
So-
he got the role. He's a young guy. He's got plenty of acting chops. I want to give him a chance. And the other thing too is, if full disclosure, if I'm being honest, I won't lie. When they first announced that he was the one, I did laugh.
You had a visceral reaction.
I did. I got a ha ha because, of course, I associate him immediately with Twilight. But without Twilight, he might not have gotten the chance to be Batman. So he's probably grateful to have had that spotlight to get out there and become known.
Yeah.
But it's just like you said with Heath Ledger. Give him a chance.
Yeah.
You know, because he could knock it out of the park.
Just seeing a picture of Heath Ledger as the Joker.
Yeah.
Even before you saw him in action, it's like, okay, never mind.
Yeah,
Everyone was
dude,
like, never mind.
He's got it.
That first trailer for The Dark Knight, when that came out, I enjoyed it so much that I made it my opening page for my internet browser until the movie came out. So I legitimately watched that trailer every single day until The Dark Knight came out.
Wow.
And The Dark Knight holds the title of movie I have seen more than any other movie. And I kept count after a while because I saw it 5 times in theaters. We're at 20 total for
Wow.
The Dark Knight. It's been a few years because once you see a movie 20 times, you can kind of take a break for a while.
Yeah.
But like,
Take it easy
you
for
know,
a few.
The Dark Knight, that was up there as my favorite movie of all time for a very long time. Like,
Great movie.
excellent film.
Great movie.
Fantastic.
Excellent
Yeah.
film, you know? So we got to get to your first
Yes,
fear.
Sean.
That's
First
a
fear.
must.
All right. Well, I guess I don't really have great memory. So the earliest I do remember was an instance where James and I used to go to Tennessee to visit our grandparents with our
Yeah,
sister.
we spent the whole summer in Tennessee.
We'd spend the whole summer over there, and we would constantly go to this video store, and we'd pick up like
Action video.
Action
in
video.
Winchester, Tennessee.
In Winchester,
I don't know
Tennessee.
if it's still there, but that's,
we got to see, we got to check, we got to
Action
go,
Video.
we got to take a.
we
Great
spent
name.
a lot of time at Action Video.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great
Owner
name.
They had a
was
deal.
super nice to us.
It was, what was it? It was like
5 movies, 5 days, $5.
5 movies, 5 days, $5. It
Michelle,
was
our
all
older sister,
VHS.
loved horror movies.
Yeah.
So,
So we would each pick one, and then we'd have to choose between the other two. We'd have to decide on them together. I think she had picked this one out, right?
which one are we talking about?
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh.
Oh, it must have been her. I
Yeah,
can't
it
say
must have
either.
been her.
Michelle's 5 years older than me, 7 years older than you. So
Yeah.
obviously there's a big gap there as far as being able to handle things like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
So here we
Yeah.
are. We're at their house, and it's kind of in like farmland. It's a little bit out in like the middle of. It's in the.
There's a lot
Oh,
of space
yeah.
between houses.
That doesn't help when
And
you
there's
watch that
definitely
movie.
like
Yeah.
I remember going to sleep. There's a real deep quiet that is terribly unsettling when you got something in your brain.
Yeah.
So-
Well, there was
Wow.
also, and I'll get to this later, because we watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Obviously, it's the most horrifying thing I've ever seen. I don't remember how old. How old were you at the time? Because I don't remember how old I was.
I mean, if let's say I was
I want to say like
11, and
So then I would have been like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
So I was like 8 or 9 years old, just watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and James and I are trying to sleep in our room, and there's Martian landscape on the wall there. That's already kind of freaky.
Yeah. So our Aunt Pam, no longer with us, was an artist, and she had this painting called Martian Landscape. So the room was all white and pink, and the painting is this deep red.
Wow.
Of like an empty Martian landscape. So
Martian.
It's deep red. There was, I believe, the sun in it. And
Yeah.
it's just a very eerie. You wouldn't look at it and go, "Oh, I'm scared." It's just very eerie,
Right.
atmospheric type of painting.
So we have that on the wall. We're in darkness, and I keep hearing ambient sounds from the farm across the street. Like I keep hearing little moos and little clinking of fences.
Yeah, there was a farm right across the
So
street with cows.
it's freaking me out so much. I'll never forget how terrified I was that night. I think we ran into to our sister's room and we were like, can you help us? We're scared.
Yeah, these
Dude,
movies she would
horrifying.
rent up. She loved renting horror movies, and I remember, there's just really unsettling feeling, especially as you're trying to go to sleep because
Vicious.
everything is so quiet, and you'd hear little creaks and cracks and whatever, and you'd be like, oh, Leatherface. And Texas Chainsaw, to this day, I don't know, I'm assuming you haven't seen it
I
because you're not a
haven't.
horror dude, but that
Yes.
movie is
Very
there's
disturbing.
no sheen or gloss on it at all. It's like there's no music in it. It's like it was filmed on a video camera or something like that. And
It almost looks like a snuff film.
and it's so weird and off-putting in so many different ways.
Yeah.
Our dad told us when he was 16, taking a date to see it in the movie theater, and he was scared. It was like pretending like he wasn't.
Yeah, but horrifying. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've only heard some things, and they all sound terrible, like horrifying. And isn't it like slightly based on something that actually happened?
Ed Gein.
Ed Gein.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, funny story. I know a guy, fantastic guy, but he loves horror movies, and he loves Leatherface, like the character, and he has him tattooed on him and everything.
It's a
to the
weird thing
point-
to love.
Yeah, and
Weird thing to
it's
love.
that's what I mean. It's like it's spooky.
It's a bit off-putting.
But he's, from what I know of him, like he's a genuine nice dude, but it's still just like, whoa, hey,
Hey,
like,
nice meeting you. I like serial killers.
yeah, it's like, back to the point of Batman, because that's something that I very much appreciate. Batman is the guy that I like. Like the Joker, I appreciate as an antagonist, but I don't like the Joker. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a great villain.
Bad man.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
bad
Like there's no redeeming qualities to him. And what I like most about the Joker is when Batman beats his stupid clown face in and saves Gotham. It's like you need that. But I'm not like, hey, the Joker. All right, it's all about the bat. But to each their own. I can't fault anyone for what they enjoy and whatnot. It's just that was a little bit alarming. And with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, how many remakes have they done? Like a lot? There's a couple.
Yeah, they rebooted in like
couple
the early 2000s.
Yeah,
or something
so
like
that one I
and then-
remember. The trailers horrifying me, and they find that hitchhiker on the road, and then she shoots herself in the car when they find her.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa, what is this? And it plays that eerie music like that, and it's like a door opening or something.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, wow, I'm never watching that movie. And
they made one in the 90s before they were famous. It starred Matthew McConaughey and Renee Zellweger.
Wow.
And I think they fought really hard for it not to be released. I think it's called Texas Chainsaw Next Generation.
I was going to say it's
oh,
Next
I've
Generation.
heard of
right?
that. Yeah, I've heard of that.
We watched it when we were kids, so I didn't have a barometer for like this. Oh, this is terrible. It's just it's a big crazy horror movie.
Yeah.
Probably worth a look though.
Just to see them.
Yeah,
in
because
that.
I don't think it's like, I think it's just a bad, stupid one.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think it's
I
like
don't
a
think it's
big,
very
scary one or anything like that.
Gotcha.
There's a lot of Texas Chainsaw movies. Honestly, though, well, I think the first one, and then the second one, I know they take it into some real weird, goofy, almost like black comedy type direction.
Yeah.
But I'd say after those two, like, you don't need to.
Yeah, just take a seat.
Yeah.
fine.
We're good. We're
Yeah,
good.
why don't you just take a
Because
seat?
where do you go at a certain point? Like, what do you need to keep? You just
Yeah,
keep
how
chainsawing
do you
people, or-
up the ante, especially with the first one? The guy's name is Leatherface. Doesn't he wear a mask that's made up of like different people's skin?
Sure.
Yeah, like where do you go from even there?
Yeah.
It's like it's kind of pretty messed up. But horror movies make tons of money, still do. Great
Yeah.
date movies.
That's
Like-
the thing. Horror movies, they don't have to be good, and
Yeah.
that's what's cool lately about, like, in a post Get Out world.
Mhm.
It's like, let's make good horror movies.
Yeah, Get Out, very
Because
good.
they don't have to
Very
be
good.
good. People will take a date to a horror movie. And
Exactly.
That's why if a horror movie does any amount of business, there'll be 9 or 10 of them after
Yeah,
that.
just bam out. Look at
Paranormal
Saw.
Activity 19 and a half or whatever.
Yeah. Paranormal Activity. Did you guys like Us? Did you like Us? I think we talked about it, but it's like middle ground.
I have to watch it again.
Yeah.
But I remember being my expectations were sky high.
Yeah.
And
After Get Out, it's hard not to have high expectations.
Very true.
I think I just have a lot of questions, I think.
Yeah.
And I was left with a remember the day we were going to see it, one of our coworkers said, "Yeah, I just went to see it. Ooh, I don't know." And I was like, "Yeah, he doesn't know nothing about nothing." And then
Hey, yeah.
And then the next day I saw him and I was like, "Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Exactly the same. Like kind of
Yeah,
like
it really makes you think.
Conflicted.
Maybe
Think about a lot of things.
I really do need to see it again, but it's different than what I expected. That's
Yeah.
for sure. There were definitely elements. Elizabeth Moss, I thought was fantastic in it. Now
Yeah.
she's not in it for that long, but I thought,
She did really
man, she was great.
Very good.
Really well.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, I liked it. That was very good. You know what else was really good? John Wick 3. And if I have to say this one more time, I shouldn't have to. Just go see it. Go see it. Watch them all. That's
Ultimately,
it.
I think at the end of the day, after all is said and done, that's the message I want you to take away. From
That is what
John Wick
today has
3.
been all about. John Wick, dude.
That's all.
John Wick. It's beautiful. It's been a
All
beautiful
right.
thing.
So, is there anything else, or are we?
You know, I thought this was excellent, and I just gotta say it one more time. I am really grateful that you guys had me on this show, and I really, really appreciate what you guys are doing. You set out something that you wanted to do, and you just did it. Because a lot of people, especially in the world that we live today, they're all talk. They're not all business. You guys are business. So I think the biggest thing that everyone needs to take away, yeah, look at those jackets, from this show, from this episode, if anyone at all is listening to this, Chuck, listen to this, is that tell the truth. Don't let anyone or anything hold you back from doing anything, as long as you aren't hurting yourself or anyone else. And these two fine young gentlemen are doing just that, and I'm really glad to have been a part of it today. So I really
Cheers.
appreciate it.
Cheers.
You know? L'chaim. And wow, do I
Thank you,
love
Bradley.
this mug. Bang.
Hey.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you, guys.
Bang, bang. John Wick 3!
Don't forget to smash that motherfucking like button. You better hit that goddamned bell to get some notifications.
Yeah.
You better hit us up on Twitter at Muster the Gusto.
Muster the Gusto.
I want to see you guys over in MySpace.
You know what? I just want to say before I forget, sincere thank you to Brad for being here.
Oh,
This was
hey, man.
fantastic.
Yeah, this
Very
was
much.
lovely.
Really,
I had
really great.
I had a
Really
great time.
great.
Good pancakes, good company, good conversation. Muster the Gusto on Facebook, Muster the Gusto on Twitter, Muster the Gusto on MySpace. Coming soon, Muster the Gusto on Instagram. Coming soon, Muster the Gusto in real life.
IRL.
You could be here. You could see these fine young men
This could
like
be you.
all over the counties of New Jersey. They're going to be getting around. Find them on YouTube. Watch these videos. Enlighten yourself. Have a good time. Muster the Gusto. That's what it's all about. Bam.
Bam.
What more do you need to say? Real shit show.
It is not great right now.
All right.
We need your presence. You're the hero we need.
I'll definitely consider it. I mean, if you guys are on Facebook and this show is on Facebook, I need to support it.
Sean's not on Facebook very much either.
Well, that's
no,
I mean
not
that's
really.
all right. But to support the show, Muster the Gusto on YouTube. I will come back on Facebook, give you guys a nice little emoji. Preferably like one that's a ninja doing something cool.
There's got to be a ninja.
You know,
emoji.
there's got to
There
be a
has
ninja
yeah.
doing like a thumbs up in a kung fu pose.
Like maybe a ninja on a
like that.
motorcycle fighting John Wick.
Oh, John Wick name drop. Listen, free advertising. If you haven't seen John Wick 3, get your ass to the movie theater. It is the greatest movie that I have seen in recent memory. Avengers, that sucked. Game of Thrones, that sucked. John Wick did not suck. Go in with the right expectations. It's a fantastic movie. He kills a man with a book within the first 10 minutes. A book. A 7-foot tall freak show of a man, and he beats him to death with an old book. That's
Yeah.
enough. All right, just go see John Wick. I'm very excited.
I don't know if I can match that level of enthusiasm, but seconded.
Yeah, masterful.
John, when you see the name John Wick on the movie, it just means it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
That's
it just
all there
means
is to
that
it.
I'm
Guys,
there.
spoilers. He killed someone?
He
Yeah.
did.
Spoilers.
Someone dies in
You
the
know,
third John Wick movie.
Yeah, like if you don't know what John Wick is about, there's a lot of death. You know, there's a lot of death, and it's okay. It's great escapism, and as far as John Wick goes, I'm just gonna keep talking about John Wick for the moment.
Please,
I'm sorry.
please, no,
So,
okay.
so from the moment the first movie takes place, I personally have never supported a protagonist in a film, arguably any form of media, more than John Wick himself. He's just so righteous, and it's just so much fun to watch. You can see the effort they put into the movies, the effort that Keanu Reeves put into the character, and what he did to become this character. And it's excellent. It's really great.
John Wick 2, the way it started was sort of like, there wasn't expectations like it was going to be this giant mainstream, and it was a relative for a movie of that, a big action movie.
Yeah.
It has a relatively small budget of $20 million, which I know that's a lot of money to you and me, but for an action movie,
Yeah.
Not that
I don't
much,
think
yeah.
it was expected to be this huge thing, and it was just this absolute runaway hit.
Yeah.
And now it's like on top, dethroned Avengers from the box office.
Yeah, good.
So,
Avengers, just go home.
so
and
it's funny in
don't
and
come
of
back.
itself. The John Wick movies are sort of
I
like
liked Avengers.
I know it's. I'm being overly critical. I know I'm in the minority. I come from a huge comic book background. I love that stuff so much, and I just went in with expectations here. I feel rightly so, because they set the bar with a couple of those Marvel movies, and then for what I was looking for, if I was here with expectations, it met maybe right about here. It gave me a lot of things that I liked. It gave me a lot of things that I didn't like. And like I said, I know I'm in the minority. A lot of people love this movie. It made like $1.5 billion in less than a week. So what does Marvel care? You know, they got
they'll be
the
fine.
money. They're fine.
They're like looking at this video now, like Brad,
Just laughing.
Brad, why?
Yeah.
What have you done to us?
How could you? But yeah, so like Marvel, you've earned some time to rest. Take that break. Although you won't, because you're a money-making machine. You've earned it. Take some time. Breathe. Make some good X-Men movies. That's all I want. And take it from there.
Good luck with that X-Men movie.
Yeah, hey, well, at least Fox, they got the one more, and then they're done with all that, shenanigans. I'm trying my best not to curse as much.
You can curse.
I know.
Curse, it's fine.
I know, and I know I did when we were talking about John Wick, because I got so hyped.
You're amped up.
I was so hyped.
You're amped up.
Whoops!
It was going really well.
That's
got-
part of our new segment. We murder our guest in cold blood here on Muster the Gusto.
I don't think we're gonna have a lot of guests returning.
You don't know that.
Well, we just don't tell him.
You don't know that.
Don't tell
All
him.
right, so